So I just had my first official session as a Master of Puppies professional dog trainer, which was beautiful, with a dog named Kyle, and he did great. It was actually Bree's client, but she's a little bit crook today. She's lost her voice. So I'll be taking 2 of her clients, and then I have my own at 2:30. Got 2 boot camps today. I've got 3 training sessions. All our trainers are pretty packed out.
So this is a storm, he's a boy train.
Carry on with me. Good boy. Good boy. Very good. Good boy.
Don't forget that positive praise afterwards.
This is pressure on, off.
Students have been fine.
Let's go. Show me what you're working on.
I want you with me back this way. Do another boy. Good boy.
Good boy.
Very good.
Good boy.
Back.
Here, come.
Yeah. Tell me, who is this?
This is Dylan.
Yep.
He is my newest board and train. He's here for 3 weeks.
Yep.
So there's a little bit of a sort of issues going on. Just obviously obedience as one.
Yep.
And he suffers a little bit of anxiety because he's a rescue.
Oh, nice. We love a good rescue.
Yes, it's very good. So we just need to build his confidence.
Yeah. First time with training? Yeah, awesome. Good place to start, honestly. Very straightforward, and Bree definitely whips him into shape. Great, well, I'll leave you guys to it. Thank you for letting me film. Bye-bye. Hello.
Hello.
Alright, what do you got today for your sessions?
I just did a Rottweiler puppy.
Yep. How old?
14, 15, I think it would be 15 weeks old now. It was the second lesson.
Quite a while.
So we covered recall,
Yep.
our sit, step away, and we obviously went over our loose lead walking a
And
little
how'd
bit.
it go? Good.
They were still struggling a little bit with their loose lead walking.
So we've got to go back and perfect that first day.
Went back, perfected that.
Yep.
Just showed them a few tips, a few corrections of what they were doing right and wrong.
Yep.
And then they should get a little bit more better results
Yeah, awesome.
between now and next lesson.
Thank you very much.
Our pleasure. Baby Molly, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Do the part. Alright, so here we go. So on your first command, I want it to be a little bit more loud and exciting for her. So. Yeah, good, that's better.
Charlie! Good boy, good boy, good boy.
I love it when he runs back.
Charlie! Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy.
So yeah, good. So she came back, that's good. That's what we want.
Good girl, good girl.
Stop. Good boy. Free. Good boy, Stand up and just leave him there for a minute.
Hello. Nice to meet
At any point, if you have any questions, feel free to jump in. I'm not scared of her at all. I've worked with dogs.
She pretty much loves everybody.
Yeah, I love Polly. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, that's what everyone says. She's a very pretty dog.
She's beautiful. Man, you didn't even this. Hey, yo. Well, besties already. Down to pat. Good girl. Don't add pressure on those. Yes. Free. Good. Yeah. Yes. Very good. Who's this cutie?
Bella.
Hi, Bella. Pulls nice and strong in the lead, doesn't she? Saturday boot camp. I have 2 privates and then we have 2 boot camps and then I've got a private in the afternoon. Bree's got a big surprise coming today. Will is down south. He's on holiday at the moment for 10 days, so Bree will be running our boot camps today. Pretty big day.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right.
Welcome.
Big day today.
It is a very big day.
2 boot camps.
I got 1 private session that's about to happen in 10 minutes.
Oh, yours is happening at 10 too.
Yes.
What do you have?
I have 2 shepherds, my favourite client of all times. And then we've got 2 boot camps, 1 at 12, then 1 at 2. And then after that, we got some very exciting news. But you're gonna have to wait.
This will come out literally after you've got it, but that's fine.
I know.
Hello. Hi kids. Oh wait, look at it. You're taller. You're taller. Oh my god. Well done.
As soon as I get the weight on her, she shoots up and then the weight comes. That's why she's skinny.
Yeah. How did it go with training?
Really good.
Okay, now in regards to our step up, good boy, using our warning tone to get our dog to stop walking. If your dog auto sits, again, no big deal. Okay, good girl, yeah!
Hello, good girl, good girl.
Yeah, good girl. Good boy, good boy, yeah!
Yeah.
Hi. Hello. Chloe. I'm Ella. What's your name?
Good girl. Sit. Okay, cool.
See you. Good boy, good boy.
Yep, that's okay. That's okay. Any questions with
Hey buddy.
I've been black and blue with her, with sometimes they'll try and play.
Swimpy. You. Tiny. And Cameron. Hey, Mister. You guys did so well.
It's amazing the difference.
Ella, get in here. You're never on the camera.
I'm never on the camera.
Here's Ella.
Hello everyone. We were discussing. I did really good.
She did.
I feel
Yes, she
I
did.
spoke confidently. I gave good advice.
And you were whipping around helping everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And the shepherd actually ended up being really calm and good in the end. Like he came a long way.
Yeah, 2 shepherds. They have Littermate Syndrome, so they have been raised together. They stay together. They're always together.
Yeah.
So as soon as they're a little separate, they scream.
Exactly. And the first time they came in here, I thought Emma and I were skiing across the concrete because they were dragging us that bad.
They were quite literally being dragged out by the gravel outside.
But not today.
No,
they were
no.
really good.
And really good job.
The team, we're doing well.
Nice. A-team. So our boot camps are done for the day. I have 1 more training session. Bree has a surprise. She hasn't said anything, but that's happening. I don't know what these guys are doing, so yeah. It is 5:45. Hello, boy. Love sitting on my lap, don't you? All our clients were just onto it. Definitely changed some lives and starting putting them on the right path, and instilling a little bit of confidence in the handlers, because sometimes it can be really easy to just doubt yourself and be like, oh no, I can't do that. You absolutely can. Come here and we'll show you how. I am just sitting here with Shrimpy. I'm gonna bring the buggy in and then I'm gonna wait for Bree to bring her surprise so I can see it. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. It's just
It's my puppy. Yay.
Welcome.
So what's his name?
No, it's a surprise.
This is like weeks behind me.
His name is Farrow.
Ooh. Okay.
Welcome, Farrow. He's not happy. I just brought him home, so he's obviously a little bit scared.
Yeah.
But he'll come out of his shell. He was just running around before with Harley and Shrimp.
And Harley is a fan.
Harley likes him. He was very interested at the start, but then he was kind of like, oh, play with me, and just got a toy.
Yeah.
So we know where his priorities are at.
And now Shrimp and Harley are just wrestling.
having a go at each other.
Love that, love that.
But this is the newest mop edition.
Hell yeah.
Expect
So
some good things
we're going to
from
find
him.
more content on your channel, hey?
Absolutely, you will.
Yeah.
Yep.
So-
it's all starting with
Hello,
this
Farrow.
little nugget.
Welcome to the family, son.
Harley's still the favourite, but he's been pushed back to casual.
Yeah. He's our full-timer.
He's a full-time wage, Harley's casual wage.
He's pissed off, but he still gets penalties.
Yes, he doesn't want to freaking do it anyway.
That's fine.
He
so
hates it. So this guy will be the new up-and-coming, and I've got lots of stuff planned for him.
Big plans, eh?
Yep, so it should be good.
Box. All right.
Good morning.
What's up? I'm back.
Yeah, good to have you back.
I'm back from
Will went on a
holidays.
10-day holiday and just left us to fend for ourselves.
No big deal. I did make a little video, Anzac Day with Dude. But yeah,
yeah.
I went down for Anzac Day to Woolgoolga, New South Wales, Australia, and we did dawn service down there. I took
Nice.
Dude there and
That'd
just
have
sort
been
of
nice. Lots of people?
heaps of people.
Yeah,
heaps
good,
of people.
good.
Cool. Crate.
Hey, mister.
You can just stay there. We're in the car at the moment.
Will got a new wrap. You can kind of see it on the side. It's nice and white.
No
so
big deal.
It was,
No
it was
big
all camo
deal.
before, eh?
It was all camo.
So yeah, fades a little bit in the sun, like Will was telling us before.
Took him 10 hours to get the wrap off, so
Elbow grease.
got a little bit less wrap on there this time because my car is always outside in the weather, especially in Queensland where it's very, very hot.
All the time.
The sun is very intense, but we're going into winter, so there'll be lots of rain. Probably heaps of sun because we are on the Gold Coast. So
Yeah, never know.
yeah.
Cool.
We've already done a session. It was my session. We had 2 dogs,
Yep.
2 German Shepherd crosses from the same litter, so they're brother and sister.
Love that.
A little bit of Littermate Syndrome. They actually went there to get 1 dog, but ended up coming home with 2.
Oh no.
I generally suggest not getting 2 from the same litter because, again, Littermate Syndrome, there's a whole heap of things involved with it.
And just quick-
potentially. Because yes,
Yeah.
we know people out there. Yes, we know there's people out there that have dogs that are really good and that have no dramas. We get that. But there's a lot of people, especially over the last couple of years that we've seen, is their dogs have massive dramas and are so reliant on each other
Yeah.
that they cannot leave the room, they cannot leave the house without the other
messed
one. Even in that session, like when we were doing the training, they just couldn't keep their eyes
And
off each
just
other.
briefly touching on Littermate Syndrome, what is it?
2 dogs from the same litter.
Yep.
Obviously, since birth, they've known each other.
Yep.
And they've been so reliant on each other.
It kind of makes them a little bit more reliant on the dog for comfort, and if they're separated, they're a little bit more stressed and
Exactly,
anxious.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Look at this little guy. That is the cutest thing ever. So what sort of issues are we having so far?
She's a puppy.
Just puppy stuff.
I've got one inside, I feel like.
So she's doing a lot of biting. She's
Yep.
like you go to pat her, she'll just
A lot of nipping.
nipping. Yeah. This one seems to be a little bit more adventurous,
Yep. And
and maybe we don't remember.
Yeah, you might not remember. But these guys, you know, they're pretty smart, and the ones that are like kind of confident and adventurous, like she sort of is, like she seems like a very confident little pup. They're generally the smart and driven ones. So as long as you're onto it and you train them, you end up with a really good dog. And Emma here, she's gonna give you a presentation of how the method works and why and all of that sort of stuff.
The first slide up here is why it's important to train our dogs. So our main point up there is control when required. So obviously we want to be able to maintain control of our dogs in every situation. Whether you're at home, whether you're out and about, whether you're at your parents' place, wherever you are, you want to be able to have control of them. Our second point up there is safety. Now this one's a pretty obvious one. If we have a trained dog, we can guarantee their safety.
What have we got there?
Some distraction for this German Shepherd because he's too dedicated to his with me and he does not take his focus off his mum, so trying to get the recall.
Where's the camera? What's that? Good boy. Hi, buddy.
Good boy!
we've got 4% on the battery left, so we're going to try and get this outro done. How we go today, team?
Went well.
Good.
Good?
Yeah,
Happy?
really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Things
So,
you need to improve on?
I did my first presentation for a client this morning. Just working on my confidence and slowing down my speech. I was just trying to rush it and sort of get through it because I was panicking a bit. But yeah, just
like
working
you
on
are now.
right now. I need to slow down when I speak.
All right, so Emma, how'd you go?
Good. The second one was a bit of an improvement on the first one, but I think it was a bit the same as Dylan, that I just needed to be a bit more confident and not rush through it as much. But I remembered all the content, which was good.
And if you haven't noticed, Emma talks really fast anyway.
It's all the ripples.
We need to get her to slow down a lot more. Not as much as Dylan, but you know. Sarah, how'd you go?
Feel good.
Yep.
Yeah. I did another first lesson today, not the prezzo, because Emma did the prezzo. But yeah, feel good about it.
Yep.
Got a lot of my words mixed up today. Probably the pressure.
Maybe it's just one of those days for everyone. Yep. But overall, I thought it was a really good day. You did really well with that.
Thank you.
Like I told her, I think she's good to go for the first sessions now, especially in the private training session. So very happy how she's going there. Now we need to start working on her session 2s. Yes. So session 1s, session 2s. So the sooner we get all these sessions done, the sooner you guys get to start working on your own.
Yeah.
Cool. Not too far off. You're not far off.
Yeah.
Just got to put a little bit more pressure on these guys to get them to earn their stripes and get that hat and their whistle and all the stuff that goes with it, little certificate, stuff like that. Whatever else goes with it. All of the above.
I just want the cool harness.
Yeah.
Well, your dog's got to earn that too. So, yeah. All right, cool. Good day. Happy how he's going, and see you guys later. Home time. All I'm doing here is adding a bit more of a distraction.
Emma just got a little love bite from Quinny here.
So we're just hanging out the back after boot camp. It went really, really well. We had our boot camp 4. Everyone's super stoked with their dog's progress. Some are advancing to more advanced training, which we only do in a private one-on-one setting at the moment. I was supposed to have a session this afternoon, but my session for 4 o'clock actually came at 10 a.m. this morning, thinking they were at 10 a.m, so we rescheduled them. Really good. Dogs are just having a play. You can see Ace and Franklin just having a fat time over there.
Dylan today did actually one of my presentations. I had Dylan doing one, and then I had Ella who
went home. Thanks, Ella.
How do you feel like you went?
Definitely a lot better. So I did one the week prior. So that was a little puppy session. So I feel like I did a lot better. Still a long way to go, but better than my previous one. There was a lot more confidence and my talking wasn't as rushed. Like
and
this, like
he stood up straight. So this guy has a tendency.
Notorious for doing this.
He's just like hunching.
Things hunched over.
I don't understand it. I grill him for it, but again, I've been there for both his sessions. I've been both of my first sessions. Super happy with his progress. Like
it's come so far, and yeah, you're just sticking with it.
Yeah.
You only learn by being on the job, eh?
Exactly, yeah. So each week better and better, but yeah, a long way to go, but a lot happy with my presentation this morning.
And all our daycare fam, you're actually going to see Dylan out at our daycare soon, which he's super happy about because we've all collectively worked at a really good daycare. And so to be all back out here again at a really good daycare on 5 acres with motorbikes and buggies is really fun. So yeah, Dylan and Emma are going to be driving our bus on the days that Will's not. So it's really fun.
Yeah.
On these puppies. Oh yeah, get that vicious. Get it. Get him, Franklin. It was the
My boy! Good boy! Yes! Alright, we will see you guys next week.
Hello, Mr. Camera.
Hello, YouTube.
Tell us about this dog.
Yes,
Where'd you get
fill
it
us in.
So he's a rescue, got him from a rescue shelter not far from Ipswich.
Oh yeah.
He's now 11 months, but when we got him, he was 9 months, 4 weeks. And the shelter found him as a pup, beaten and abused. His ear actually has damage, so it's permanently up. And you can tell just some of the behaviours that he was an abused dog, but he's changed so much since we picked him up. And the other 2 dogs we have at home, his family with them, he will literally cuddle up on the couch with them, play with them, stir them, all look the same.
We're doing well, like it's night and day from last week.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And the big ones are now just handling skills, yeah?
Yeah.
Gets better with time, more time on the lead, eh?
Exactly. I'm just trying to socialise with these dogs on the other
Nice,
side.
he's doing quite well.
Oh yeah, he can be good, but then he just flares up. Or I'll put him on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
He,
Set him up.
He can't, hurt them. Well, not that he would hurt them, I'm sure. But
I remember seeing his first session.
yeah,
Night and day. It's good to see.
Yeah. He's a totally different dog now. There's just the odd time. That's why, I see Will on a Sunday and he said,
Hello, little boy.
Good boy, my man.
Free! Woohoo! You did it! Good job, Dexy. Oh my god, this is so cute. Hello. Hello, little baby.
This can do it as well.
Good boy.
Hell yeah.
Good boy.
Has he had any reactions yet?
only one.
That's good. Set him up.
Yeah.
Hey, mister.
But none here today. He's just had a reaction walking down the path
Oh, yep.
at home. Yeah, we've passed 3 dogs, fine.
Yeah, good.
Next one.
That's all right. And we'll work on getting none.
Yeah, well, that's it. That's what we do. That's why I'm just doing bits and pieces out here, so he's seeing him through the other. Because we train at home in our own backyard, front yard.
It's
so
safe.
yeah. I don't take him down to the park since he was attacked. He's had a couple of attacks. One when he was a puppy.
Really?
Up at the Gold Coast Dog Obedience Club.
Of course.
And I think last time we were here, there
Look
was
at a little wiggly ball. Hello.
Bella! Good girl, good girl, good girl. Good girl, good girl, good girl.
Good job.
Okay.
Good boy.
Good boy.
Alright, so what we're doing at the moment is we've just taught the boot camp how to set boundaries for their dogs. The good thing about our boundary is we're teaching our dog to stop at that boundary without us even saying anything. There's a few steps involved to get our dog to understand this process, but we're teaching our dog boundaries so we can manage them no matter where we are. Boundaries is really good for obviously keeping our dogs safe as well. So management and safety of our dogs with our boundaries. So your boundaries that you can set for you and your dog can be whatever you want. It's endless. So with myself, with my dog's not allowed in the kitchen. He's not allowed in the car or out of the car until commanded or invited through. Our front gates leads to a busy road. So that is another one where I never want my dog to cross that until he's invited through. A lot of people like to do garage doors, stairs, bedrooms, couches, beds, whatever it is. So depending on what you're wanting out of your dog depends on which boundaries that you're going to set for the dogs. Check out some of the dogs. Learning how to do boundaries is a really good lesson. Love this one. So sweet. Good dog. No. Good dog.
at boot camp, I worked with a dog named Dex, a little kelpie, a rescue. So yeah, he did really well. I've got one more session for the day, so that's at 4 o'clock with Shadow. We usually go to the pub, but I'm just gonna head home. I had a big night last night. Too late for this old lady.
All right, so hope you're enjoying the video so far. I thought I would take this opportunity to do a little talk about something you may or may not know about, something that you possibly might be going through. I'm going to talk about something called Littermate Syndrome. It's not diagnosed apparently, but it's something that a lot of trainers and that a lot of vets do see. And this is from my experience, from some vets that I do know personally, as well as a lot of dog trainers that I know, and especially from my experience working with dogs, because we've just seen some in the group session today. Pretty much when 2 puppies have been taken home from the same litter that have formed a very, very close, very, very strong bond with each other. This is generally known as Littermate Syndrome. What age does it generally happen? Generally, they say from about 12 weeks onwards, but obviously they've known each other since sort of they were born, starting to get to know each other, 3-4 weeks, starting to hang out and get to know each other very well, okay? So they get taken home at 8 weeks old. They're not apart, when their owners are away working, they're together. They're always generally together and they're not being separated. And this can be generally one of the big issues when people do get these dogs is they do not let them have time apart. All right, so common symptoms for separation anxiety: extreme codependency. All right, we see that it's the big one. These dogs cannot be without each other. Even a couple of meters away, like these dogs were doing today, they're just whinging, carrying on, barking, carrying on, just trying to get to the other one. Obviously, it's not really nice for the owners if they're in a public sort of area. The dog's pulling on the lead and they're carrying on. It's just not nice for anyone, and not even them. So that's definitely a big one. Poor social skills. Again, that's sort of what I just talked about then. It's not great. For example, if the other one just has to be taken around the corner and needs to get the toilet or something, the other one has to go with them. Super reliant on each other, so it's not a great thing. Separation anxiety, again, just one getting taken away from the other at home. The other one just starts going nuts, trying to get out, being destructive, barking constantly, all that sort of stuff. Fearfulness, it's obviously when 2 dogs become overly reliant upon each other. I'm just reading this off because I wrote this before. They may miss out on crucial social and environmental learning experiences, okay, which we're sort of seeing, but we're getting on top of it. Without these stimuli to facilitate exploration, the dogs can develop a very strong aversity to anything unfamiliar, leading them straight back into their comfort zone with one another. Training difficulties, just getting your dog to hold a simple sit while the other one walks away, it can be impossible. A simple sit. And they're not going to be walking on the lead, they're not going to be holding downs, they're not going to be heeling, not going to be doing any of that sort of stuff. Sibling aggression as well. We've seen that with 2 cases in my experience, where one's just becoming a lot more dominant than the other and just bullying the other one, and it's not being very nice. We can get on top of that, but you sort of have to be there to correct that sort of behaviour if you do sort of balance training sort of stuff. If you don't, good luck with that. I don't know what you're going to do. You've already adopted a pair, or your dog's going through this at the moment. What can you do to get on top of it? This can go either way. It can be very hard or it can be very simple. The guys that we're working with at the moment, they're taking, they're going well. They're taking a little bit longer than I'd like. It's the dogs, not them. They're doing exactly what we're telling them. Where the guys that we had a month or so ago, it actually started coming really quickly. So we're really happy with that. So what we generally suggest when we get 2 dogs coming in with these issues, with our Littermate syndrome, is we need to start separating them. And this can be very hard for some people. It can be very hard on your living arrangements, and it can be very hard on your neighbours sometimes. We need to make sure that we separate them as much as we can. They are not to sleep together anymore. I would definitely suggest crate training them so you can isolate them. They are to sleep in separate rooms, probably at the other end of the house, so they can't hear or smell the other one or know that the other one's around. We need to make sure that you separate them as much as you can. Walking them by themselves, training them by themselves, and then maybe giving them a little bit of time throughout the day with each other. But the big ones is giving them time without the other one. So especially when you're doing crate training, if you've never done crate training as well, so that can be a little bit harder, because not only are you doing crate training, but you're working on them being apart from each other, which can be dreadful. It can be very hard on some owners. And what do? Some owners, they start feeling sorry for them, they start letting them out back together, and then you're not getting on top of anything. All right, so just be very aware of that. Our training methods, which I've talked about in our previous videos, is a little bit different to what other people, how other people train their dogs. There's so many training methods out there, and it's totally up to you which direction that you go with your training. If you want to go positive only or force free, whatever you want to call it, or balance training as well. All right, so again, it's totally up to you. Some just take longer than others, or some just don't get on top of them at all. All right, so training, what we do a lot is, especially with, yes, we're teaching them to hold positions, not just teaching them about to hold a sit or a down. Once our dogs understand the fundamentals of holding these positions, our dogs start to learn to be comfortable, calm, and relaxed in these positions for long periods of time. So this is how we can start to get rid of anxieties. All right, and I was talking to a vet nurse that was here just before. We get on top of these issues a lot, especially the anxiety side of things, is because the dog learns the game. The game is, you get put in a position, you must stay there until the owner comes back and releases them from that position. At any stage that they break that position because they're anxious, or they don't know where their owners is, or whatever the bloody situation is, and they break that position, right, they understand the process of what happens. Right, they get a correction, they get put back in the position, and we reset with our reset learning, and we try that process again. And we set them up in a situation, generally to set them up to fail, but to succeed at the end. If we don't set them up for the real world now, in a controlled area, just like this, in and around other dogs, and there's obviously consequences for actions at early stages of their training, and they don't break positions anymore because they understand the process. We can never guarantee that we're going to 100% get on top of these issues, and that anyone that says that they will is generally full of shit, because there's so many variables. Hopefully that sort of covers a few things and is a little bit informative for you. If you have any questions in regards to it and you want to know a little bit more, I can get a little bit more information for you and pass that on. But Littermate Syndrome, it's not great. So recommendations, maybe just get one dog at a time and wait a couple of years and then get another one. That's probably my best advice. Having more dogs, as good as that is, one's a lot easier. But everyone each to their own with that. It's definitely not right or wrong. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching, and hope that helps. See you later.